your hair when you're fighting with the arm and the hair, and you do like a fighting pose. It's a fighting pose. You're a total poser.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things you missed in Black Widow.
This is cozy.
Barton and I spent 2 days hiding out up here.
Great. Perfect timing. Where's an Avenger when you need one?
Fine, Miss America.
For this list, we're looking at the Easter eggs, comic book references, and MCU callbacks you might have missed in Natasha Romanoff's solo film. Since we'll be talking about every detail, it's time to give a spoiler warning. What was your favorite Black Widow Easter egg? And did you like that she continued the habit she started in Age of Ultron of borrowing other people's shields? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Mason could be connected to another MCU villain.
Your mate, Secretary Ross, has been sniffing around my affairs to the point to which I've got contacts declining my calls. I'm a private contractor.
Throughout Black Widow, Mason was constantly there to give Natasha essential resources and his friendly face. While we don't learn too much about his life in the film, he's traditionally related to a sinister Spider-Man villain. Rick Mason has been depicted as the son of Phineas Mason, aka the Tinkerer in the comics. Spider-Man Homecoming featured this villainous inventor as part of the Vulture's crew.
Mason, can you get that high-altitude SEAL thing up and running in time?
Seriously? Yes. You will not regret this.
We have no confirmation that the two men are father and son, or if they even know each other. However, the Mason we meet is good at acquiring goods under the table, and the Tinkerer made a living selling weapons on the black market. Having the two be related would make a lot of sense.
Go on, say it. I want to hear it. It would really be good for me to hear it, really.
I'm impressed.
Number 9. The year 1995 pays homage to the comics.
Both upside down. And I bet you're gonna fall down first. No, you will.
The film opens with an extended look at Natasha and Yelena's happy and ultimately harrowing childhood in Ohio. This prologue ends with the two sisters being forced to return to Russia in 1995. In our world, the Fury Black Widow Death Duty graphic novel debuted that same year. The story follows Black Widow arriving in Russia to help solve a case that involves a mysterious superpowered individual. This plot mirrors Natasha's overseas journey in the film to solve a mystery while avoiding the powerful Taskmaster.
Put your seatbelts on. She's such a mom.
Although what happens to Black Widow is different in the comic and film, both missions end with the heroine standing beside her allies in a home country that's become foreign to her.
We're both upside down.
Number 8. A villain gives Natasha information about her parentage again. After Natasha learns new information about the birth mother she never knew, she tries to get more information about her mom from the cruel General Dreykov. But he can't even provide her mother's name.
What was her name? Unknown.
In a bitter twist of fate, Natasha's able to learn new details about a parent from another villain years later. During Avengers Endgame, Red Skull greets her by using her dad's name.
Welcome. Natasha, daughter of Ivan.
Natasha quickly confides to Hawkeye that she never knew her father was called Ivan before getting back to their mission. Now that we have more insight into what happened to Natasha's mother, this Endgame moment becomes more bittersweet. While she learned something about her father, the mother who tried to find her still remained a mystery.
But your mother, she never stopped looking for you. She was like you in that way. She was relentless.
Number 7. Yelena's history with Cuba.
You remember when I told you that one day we would have that big adventure? And today's the day.
Yay!
Once S.H.I.E.L.D. agents figure out that Yelena and her family are not what they seem, she has no choice but to flee to Cuba. Her circumstances get worse when she's separated from the Russian agents who pretended to be her parents.
You were my real mother. The closest thing I ever had to one. The best part of my life was fake. And none of you told me.
While Yelena has bad memories about Cuba in the MCU, she historically has a much better relationship with the country. In the comics, she starts over on the island after she quits her position as the new Black Widow. She then builds an empire in Cuba and tries to help vulnerable women. When the movie ends, Yelena's surrounded by women who were recently freed from brainwashing. Maybe she'll build a business in Cuba on screen to help them out.
He had widows implanted all over the world. Elena will need to copy the formula, but you should be the one to tell him it's over.
Number 6. Natasha's grim endgame fate is heavily foreshadowed.
Is that all there is left?
It's the only thing that can stop Dreykov and his network of widows.
Natasha and Yelena get their hands on an item that can save the women in the Red Room from a life of servitude. Unfortunately, the assassins they were trying to save come after them. During the chase, Natasha tries to prevent one of her pursuers from falling from a great height. But the assassin refuses the Avengers' help and falls to the ground. Years later, Natasha volunteers to fall from a great height so Hawkeye can get the Infinity Stone and save countless lives.
The last 5 years I've been trying to do one thing, get to right here. That's all it's been about, bringing everybody back.
Now don't you get all decent on me now.
What, you think I want to do it?
Although he tries to stop her, she refuses his help and descends. Although Natasha couldn't save the assassin that never had a choice, she freely chose to sacrifice her life to restore the universe.
You know, I wish there was a way that I could let her know. But we won. We did it.
Number 5. The pheromone reveal could have been worse for Natasha.
How are you controlling me?
I'm not controlling you, Natasha. Well, not yet. But there is a pheromone lock. Smelling my pheromones prevents you from committing violence against me.
In a shocking twist, we learn that Natasha can't attack Dreykov as long as she can smell his pheromones. Fortunately, Melina gave her a heads up about this limitation earlier.
Natasha, to block receptors in olfactory center, you have to sever the nerve. I can handle that.
Natasha then makes the painful decision to break her own nose to give him some well-deserved payback. Although the Avenger did the same thing in the comics to defeat a villain who knew about her weakness, there was another shocking twist. It was revealed that Nick Fury also used the pheromones to help convince Black Widow into working for him. Thankfully, the MCU leaned away from that dark twist and had this pheromone reveal end with Dreykov.
You took my choices and tried to break me. But you're never gonna do that to anybody ever again.
Number 4. A cool and complex Crimson Dynamo callback.
How is this relevant?
You know. Fathers.
While Yelena is having a very weird father-daughter chat with Red Guardian, she calls him by the wrong nickname.
The only thing you care about are your stupid glory days is the Crimson Dynamo, and no one wants to hear about it.
This Crimson Dynamo moniker is most directly related to Ivan Vanko, aka Whiplash in the MCU. After Howard Stark accused Anton Vanko of being a Russian spy, Ivan Vanko became Whiplash and tried to take his revenge against Tony Stark in Iron Man 2. The villain's backstory is nearly identical to one of the many Crimson Dynamos in the comics. But what really makes Yelena's nickname mishap shine is the fact that Whiplash and Natasha debuted in Iron Man 2. This Crimson Dynamo callback ultimately shouts out the film where Black Widow started in the MCU.
I want you to meet Agent Romanoff.
Hi. I'm a SHIELD shadow. Once we knew you were ill, I was tasked to you by Director Fury.
Number 3. Natasha's actions in Black Widow reference her conversations in 2012's Avengers.
Just like Budapest all over again.
You and I remember Budapest very differently.
9 years after Hawkeye spoke about Budapest, or as Natasha prefers to say it, Budapest, we finally get deeper insight into what happened there. It turns out that she and Barton had to hide after they tried to assassinate Dreykov. This Budapest story also calls back to one of Loki's taunts in 2012's Avengers.
Can you wipe out that much red? Dreykov's daughter?
Although it was believed that Dreykov's young daughter lost her life during Natasha's assassination attempt, it turned out the little girl lived and became Taskmaster. Loki thought bringing up this traumatic incident would rattle Natasha, but she lets him believe he hurt her, gets the information she needs, and thanks him.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Seeing Natasha do the same thing to Dreykov brought the Avengers callbacks full circle.
Don't take it personal, but thank you for your cooperation.
Number 2. Natasha helped Taskmaster join a secret Avengers team before.
Who the hell is that guy?
Draco's special project. He can mimic anyone he's ever seen. It's like fighting a mirror. Dreykov only deploys him for top priority missions.
Doesn't make any sense.
Antonia Dreykov definitely didn't choose to become the fearsome villain Taskmaster. but she may be able to do some real good in the future as an Avenger. In the comics, Black Widow and a few other undercover heroes rescue an imprisoned Anthony Masters, aka Taskmaster. He agrees to join the secret team of Avengers after he's threatened by Phil Coulson. Black Widow treated Taskmaster with kindness and understanding in the MCU.
I'm gonna open the door. You're gonna come after me. It's okay. It's okay. I know you're still in there. And I'm not gonna leave you.
While Natasha is no longer around, Antonia is now alive and free to make her own decisions.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Is he gone? He's gone.
There's a chance we'll see Taskmaster using her considerable fighting skills to help others in the future.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Natasha's Bond film foreshadows her entire movie's plot.
Why did you break off the encounter with my pet python? Because I discovered he had a crush on me.
Before Black Widow leaps into action, she kicks back and watches the film Moonraker. Her solo movie shares a lot of similarities with that James Bond adventure. During the film, 007 is forced to fall from a plane without a parachute. Natasha has a similar issue when she gives her parachute to Yelena in midair. And just like Bond got into trouble with a supervillain after stealing a mysterious vial, Black Widow was targeted as soon as she got her hands on red vials.
If you didn't think I'd come here, why'd you send me this?
You brought it back here?
I'm not here trying to be your friend, but you need to tell me what that is.
The biggest piece of Moonraker foreshadowing is the villain's hideout. While Bond traveled to a floating space base, Black Widow flew to a levitating red room in the sky. Since Natasha wins the day, it's safe to say her familiarity with Moonraker paid off.
Hey, you take care of yourself, okay? Don't worry, I got this. I know.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.